Hi, everyone. Oh, perfect. Welcome to this space if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning, of course. So, sorry, this barrette's too tight. I hope you're doing good. I'd like to wish everyone a happy birthday this month. Well, maybe it's your birthday. Maybe you just need to hear happy birthday, like, I'm happy you're alive. That's the point. I think that's what we say when we say happy birthday, right? Happy you were born. Happy for your and grateful for your existence. So, this is recorded in Libra time. So, this will emphasize and shed light upon our relationships, right? Kind of we're talking, the whole zodiac's talking about this time. The relationships between us, between people, it's so critical, and at times can be as equally as complicated or complex or kind or, whatever. It's working out the kinks, right? And so with the sun being that of positivity and representing courage, right? How does the serenity prayer go? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Let's look at your first card. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this is a bit suiting to that, right? She can do a lot. She knows that. But no one can do everything. Right? Star on the bottom of the deck. We all have limitations, right? Whether this is our intelligence, our experience, our, sympathetic system, whatever it may be. Money, we all have abilities, and then there is deep levels of capacity also. But one has to know what their ability. You got to start small, right? You got to know what you can and cannot do, what you're good at and what you're not good at, right? If you know the good, then you're not going to have to focus on the negative. You know what I mean? That's already going to be apparent. But I suppose literally knowing your weak spots, it's helpful, and over time that comes to be more known anyhow, right? It becomes kind of an obvious thing, like, oh yeah, like I'm probably never going to be good at that, but I feel like those kinds of never things are, and the good at it is more of a physical thing. Like not everyone can skateboard, right? Or not everyone can be Tony Iommi, or Bessie Smith or whoever, arborist. But when it comes to this internal self, the emotional capability of, say, connecting with other people, we all, to me, have the deepest capacity of that, right? Interesting. Okay. Does Queen of Pentacles want to say anything else? I want you to believe in yourself. I do see there's a lot of giving again with this card. But as she arrived in the reverse, this is a message of, I guess it's an emphasis of knowing what you can and cannot do, right? Please grant me the courage to accept the things I cannot. Please give me the serenity. Please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Okay, check. The courage to change the things that I can. And this is kind of like the wisdom to know the difference. Right? When you get into this, because we're going page, knight, now we're in the queen. Let's see your next card. What books are you reading right now? Ooh. Are you a person that reads 2 books at a time? Like, are you a multiple book reader? Do you know what I mean? Or like multitasker? Okay, so this is all Earth here. Very fascinating. So again, with Two of Pentacles, we have Two of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles now. Well, one is definitely figuring out, I guess the lesson here is figuring out what to give, how much to give, when to give. But it's not so that it's reserved, so like a person has more than others. It's just knowing, again, that interaction so that one doesn't get burnt out, blow all their money, spend all their time. Like just being aware of energy a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? And what is fair or not, right? This is a deep, well, I saw the word deep, but it's a thoughtful conversation about what is fair. You know? You know, in the Six of Pentacles, this person is giving 4 away, right? Little scales there. They're giving 4 away to that person, and they're not giving any to the other person. Well, maybe that's because this one and this one here needed that 4. The other one didn't need it. Sometimes we have to decide where to share what we have, right? And how much. Right, if this person gave away all 6 that they have, then they have none for themselves, right? They kept 2 for themselves. They have 6. They gave away even more than half of what they had, right? They understood, again, the balance of it. It was like, okay, I can give a little bit more because I know that I'm going to be all set, right? Because of previous actions prior. And this is obviously very responsible. And again, I say I want you to believe in yourself. For some, this is the ability to achieve. I would definitely be thrifty with money, time, etc. Realize, or just be very conscious. You know, some people give because it makes them feel better versus what it's doing for the other person. Do you know what I mean? And that's sad, but it's like maybe you just want to ask yourself why, whether this is buying something or I don't know, you're about to, again, give or spend or whatever. Just be like, why do I want to do that? Or why do I want to do this? And just kind of wait for the answer. And it's kind of like, can I afford this also? You know, can I afford to do that? Is this worth my time? Things like that. And I feel like someone's going to come, because it's moving into the Six of Pentacles energy. I feel like someone's going to find the balance. This, again, Two of Pentacles is about balance. Six of Pentacles is about balance. Okay, you kind of have like a reverse triangle. Let's see what that, is it that one? Yep. Okay. Fine. Let's see. Maybe someone might receive an apology, but it might be smaller than what it needs to be. That would help, though. It would help a situation. Yes. because I see, it's almost like the words, I'm seeing the words, I'm sorry and thank you, kind of being like the same thing, or they balance each other out, you know, in some kind, and they balance each other out in some kind of way. They sort of mesh together. Because I guess it's a lesson for both, right? You know, maybe it's one of those scenarios where someone's like, hey, can you do this for me? Or you feel like I need to do this for someone else or something. And then one comes to understand, like, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. Or I'm sorry, I can't, right? It could be I won't, but I feel like someone has the ability to do it. It's more of, again, we talked about in the beginning, right? What you can and cannot do. And so if someone was to say, like, again, you know, be really honest with, again, what they have, however that is, and it's like, I'm sorry, I just, whatever's going on, it's like, I'm sorry, but blank. I see the other person being like, oh, thank you. Like, now I know, you know, it's like, oh, I'm too busy for that. Okay, well, thanks for telling me, you know, are you available next week? Or, you know, I'd like to talk about this further. Or, again, if it was just something as simple as an apology, I'm seeing it like that. So, just a minute. So the descendant is being emphasized. So your seventh house, if you don't know what that means, this is also other people. This kind of squares the energy, though. Like, there's a bit of sometimes there's like a sharp turn when it comes to, it could be a sharp turn for some of you, or an adjustment that needs to be made that's more permanent, that has to do with how you feel about, how people feel about each other, or having good boundaries, right? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. She has good boundaries, like basic good boundaries upright. In the reverse, she's very, very, very conscious of it. Like, sometimes she could be giving because she's earned so much, right? She's earned her position here. There's a lot of time and, again, experience, prior situations that she's gone through that helps her to understand where she is, and she has enough to give. But in the reverse, again, she's very conscientious. And she's a little bit shorter with her understanding and even her own well-being, right? Because she's a mother. So this is a feminine energy. It's like, okay, I need to provide for this, this, and that. She's, again, aware of it. Always has a backup plan, I see. But in the reverse, she's definitely shorter, and kind of, it could be a little bit of fed up and being like, well, it's either this or that. But I see that there's a fairness to that. It's a lot of earth here. You have 4 earth, 1 water, 1 fire. So if some of you, maybe it has to do with love, like this is sort of like love and intimacy, like could be sexual energy for some of you, like but not just, it's not, because it's not just purely passionate, it's emotional too. And maybe that's what's missing for some. Maybe that's why somebody's not giving so much, is they want more of the whole package. And because there's no swords here, perhaps there is a conversation that needs to happen. Or the conversation has already been had, and now it has, with this earth, has solidified something. I heard better boundaries, better lover, better boundaries, better relationships with people, really. And it seems to be like a strong thing, and I know it's hard, right? So that's the first sword to show up. What's that about? Just a minute. Thank you. Okay. If you are, if for some reason you're wanting, again, well, hold on. This just turned into so many stories. Give me a second. Well, I heard that, baby, don't hurt me no more. What is love? Someone needs more confidence with them in themselves. Maybe just repeating that serenity prayer could be really helpful too. I also see that someone sort of, maybe part of the resolve period, more earth, which again shows stability. It shows stability. It gets there. It's just something is changing, I guess, in the physical world. And this is actually, I feel like this is a really good thing. It may not be desired by everybody, but certain people in the scenario, but like it's necessary. And I actually feel like you want to think about whether you are, how do I explain that? Oh, Ace of Cups again. Are you married? Do you want to be married? Are you divorced? Have you been divorced? It's almost like someone has a really strong system and belief in faith, right? They have a really strong belief system here. Just a minute. 17. Someone has a really, and I feel like this is, okay, we'll just put it this way. Someone has confidence in themselves, strong belief system. They have rules for themselves. They can hold their own. They're attractive. They're smart. They're faithful. They're loyal, dedicated, devoted. Is that you? Is that you? Is that what, if that's what you would like, then that's what you, I guess, can find. And if you are lacking that in and of yourself in any way, you know, maybe for some of you there is like a money situation that needs to be handled, you know, or something. Whatever it is, then wish for that, pray for that, you know. In your quiet time, you know. If you need to cry about it, whatever it was before, so that you can, you know, get the emotion out, so that you could feel more confident to address whatever these challenges are. Because for some of you, the challenge could very well be the challenge could be well, something that you can achieve. 1919. Take that. There's too many cards. I don't want to go there right now. This reminds me of the Scorpio sitting across from yourself reading. That was probably 3 years ago or so, a little bit longer. That talked about an ability to be able to forgive other people. And finding that ultimately, which is beautiful. And then coming to a place where you also forgive yourself Because with this relationship dynamic, just the human, whatever, most people aren't innocent. You know what I mean? No, it's just learning how to get along, little doggy. You know, because if little doggy can't get along, if the doggy can't get along, then you got to get along, little doggy. Like, get gone. You know what I mean? It's you come to these places again of courage and realizing what you can handle and what you cannot handle. Sorry, I have flour on my hand because I was I'm going to make olive bread today with my new starter. Yeah, realizing what you can handle and what you can't handle, and being gracious in that, you know. Not pretending. Be very conscious of your decisions. This time frame. Again, where you spend your time, your money, your energy, whatever. Even your body there too, you know. Some of you it could be something where if it's a health thing too. Remember, I see that other people are affecting, someone's allowing other people to affect each other. And what's supposed to be happening again in this time frame is, again, that light being shed on our relationships, right? So we can make more courageous decisions, brave decisions on how to be honest, you know, and really speak from our hearts. I love you so much. I hope this was of service. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience, for being here and just showing up makes a difference, you know, us finding one another, and especially, you know, I feel like most of the people here, most of you here, it's been a while, you know, and I'm so grateful for that connection, you know, to grow and learn together in our own separate spaces, and then applying that in our worlds. Like, how beautiful. And thank you for taking that initiative. You know, you could just watch Netflix and eat ice cream if you wanted to, you know, but get drunk on the couch. But point is I thank you. And if you've taken any additional steps, like, you know, getting private reading, that's a really vulnerable place, and it's a big test in trust. And I work with such wonderful people, so thank you if you have taken that step, and if you've taken the other step, or in addition of Patreon too. Join the garden. Thanks. It's really a pleasure to connect however and whenever we do, and I hope all is good with you. I feel like with all the earth, again, there's obviously a lesson of earth, right? A lesson of practicality, a lesson of what you've been learning about, and now applying it, right? And remember, little Page of Pentacles here is like a virtuoso. You know, he really catches on real quick. So I feel like the decisions are if the decisions aren't already been made in ways of these practicality and the boundary scenarios, then they will be, and take it slowly, you know, because there's security in that. Even if things are changing again in the physical world, it's like, okay, yeah, that happens. It's okay. It's okay. Right? Overcoming the challenge. What was it? The challenge may be something that you you very well could overcome, you know, or it could be handled and in the best way. Zinga, yes. But you have to be honest about, so people here have to be honest about what if there's anything that's been stuck with all that earth too. You know, like, again, something's shifting, so, but it creates space, you know? So it's something safe. There's more certainty to someone's to the well-being of the situation. Yes. And if you are feeling low energy, I would check your diet, please. You know, pay attention if something feels off too, like in your body, and see, I don't know, maybe you need to adjust something, okay? Love you so much. Talk to you next time. Happy Halloweeny. Peace.